Welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Champions, where we highlight those in the real estate industry who are making a big impact here locally, especially in Jacksonville. I'm Morgan Young, and today I am joined by Marshaun Jackson with Mortgage Now Loans, the sponsor of this show. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
So good.
Good. Thank you.
And we have a special guest, Sharon Mills, with the Legends of Real Estate. Thank you for being here.
Thank you both for having me.
Yes. So Sharon, you have an extensive background in real estate. Will you share when and how you got started?
Okay. I started real estate back in 2006. First, let me back up. I moved to Jacksonville, Florida from Ohio. I came in from Ohio, moved to Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, I lived
I'm from Ohio.
Are you?
Yeah.
I was there 2 years from Medina, Ohio.
Okay.
Right outside of Cleveland.
Yes.
Yeah. Right outside of Cleveland. Moved here in 2004, and actually when I came to Jacksonville, I wasn't sure if I was going to do real estate. I had an interior design business before that. I worked for General Motors for years and had an interior design business. And so when I came, my thought was, do I want to do real estate or do I want to continue the decorating business? At the time that we came, couldn't find anything that I wanted, decided that we were going to build, and we were building a home with Arthur Ruttenberg. And that was kind of my gauge. The builder was wonderful, but that was kind of my gauge in order to see what the trades were like down here and how easy it was to get contractors. It took a year to build the house because unfortunately contractors, they were hard to hold on to and to get the job done. And I remember thinking what should have probably taken 9 months took an entire year. And I would literally, that was my job for a year, to go back and forth. I would literally sit at the vacant house to make sure they stayed and order pizza and here's your lunch. So you don't have to leave because you're not coming back if you leave. And it was quite interesting. But that was sort of when I made the decision that I was not going to start the decorating business, because I just thought I could not operate like that, because I was used to, in the states that I lived in, I was used to, if I have a contractor in to paint or do whatever, that part gets done. I don't have to go back for 3 days because I'm on to the next thing. And this, I thought, with the whole babysitting, so it directed me kind of to real estate. And so the first year, like I said, built the home, and then in 2006, decided that I was going to embark on real estate, and took my real estate license, signed on with Watson Realty Corp. And everybody thought it was crazy because the first half of 2006 was a booming market. I mean, you couldn't sell the homes fast enough. And then in June is when I signed on. The market started crashing. So I actually got into the market at probably the worst time, and I remember I can't remember how many thousands of agents would bail. And I remember thinking, the one thing that kept me in, I remember thinking, first of all, well, you know what, it's going to be tough, and hard work doesn't scare me at all. So I thought, it's going to be tough, but you know what would be the best learning? I had to look at the opportunity as the best learning curve ever. 100%. Because we saw, I mean, for those that got out, I remember there was another girl, a young lady, and we both said, you know what, no matter what the market gets like, we're going to stay in it. And I thank God that I did, because I saw everything from short sales to foreclosures, all the things that a new agent wouldn't typically have to work through. And so having done that, I definitely would say is why I was as successful as I am today.
Amazing.
So started that, like I said, started with Watson. By my fourth year, there wasn't a lot of business going on, but by my fourth year, in a city where I knew very few people, I became number 9 in all of Watson, and I think at the time we had over 1,800, 2,000 agents or something like that.
That's
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you contribute that success to?
For me, I always say, first of all, for me, my faith. I am just, I have a very strong faith in everything I do. I dedicate to God, and I don't take the ownership of that. So that's the first thing. And I always tell people when they ask me to speak and talk or whatever, I said, you know what, I cannot, because sometimes people say, well, we don't want to bring the religion. And I said, you know what, with me, that's who I am.
Take it or leave it.
And exactly. So first of all, having faith and just dedicating what we do to God and treating people right and things like that. So I think people see that. They see that authenticity and they see that sense of caring. Yeah. So that first of all. But then beyond that would be just my dedication to business and to hard work, and that's just something I've always believed, and something I was taught by my parents, that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. And what got me through the difficult time, when the market had slowed down, I remember thinking, because again, every office was practically a ghost town. And I do remember thinking to myself, I'm sitting in this office and there were like maybe me and 2 or 3 other people, when I think at the time our office had 80 people. So people would rotate in and out, but I was at that office every single day. Knowing there was nothing going on, knowing the phone was not going to ring. But what I did is I took that opportunity to say, because I had not been in real estate, I am going to learn every single thing about real estate that I can. So I would go sit and learn the MLS, or I would take my Realtor magazine and read different things, or just really learned the craft and learned the knowledge and the language and all of that, and the lingo of real estate. And then I also thought to myself, I really took it to a corporate place of having worked for General Motors for many years. And I remember thinking, good market, bad market, if I were at General Motors, could I just decide I'm going to stay home because things are not looking good? Right. And so that became my mindset. And even my family, it was really, funny. I have family all over the country, and I've lived in 6 different states. And so I have family all over the country, lived in 6 different states. And people would say, why don't you answer your phone during the day? And friends and family or whatever. But I said, because my work day is from 8 to 5. And they're like, but nothing's even selling. I said, it doesn't matter. My work day is from 8 to 5. And when I worked at General Motors, were you guys call? We didn't call and chit chat. Like, I truly ran it as a business. And I took a lot of flack for that, but I was very serious about that. And even during COVID, when things changed and people started working from home, I am very disciplined when it comes to that. I'm in my home office. I have a totally separate home office. When I'm in there, I'm in there. I'm not over cooking in the kitchen unless it's lunchtime. I'm not doing laundry. Like, I really just like to lock into the mindset of the business.
Because when you're in real estate, you have to be your own boss, 100%. And the master of your craft, which I think is what you've definitely done, is master the ins and outs of every single aspect of the industry, which is why you're on Real Estate Champions.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Time just flies by on this show.
Oh, wow.
But I could chit-chat with you all day about the great work that you've been doing.
Oh, I feel terrible.
No, this is amazing. This is why we want you on.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Yes.
Keep taking care of these amazing buyers and sellers, and keep Jacksonville booming. We appreciate it.
Thank you both.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And viewers, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Real Estate Champions. If you want more information on Sharon Mills and the legends of real estate, you can head over to dailynewsnetwork.com. We have all the info right there. We'll see you in the next episode of Real Estate Champions.
It is a passionate mortgage brokerage that's local here in Jacksonville, Florida. We offer your traditional mortgages, purchase, refinance, debt consolidation, your conventional FHA, VA, government. I want them to feel like we care, like truly empathetic. We understand. I want them to understand we're knowledgeable. We're here for them. They are not just a number.